Kathy Vick, Deeply Awake Chats 2017. I don't know what I'm going to call this. Is this being indulgent? Yes, but in a different way. This is really getting at the good stuff. This really feels a lot like the old days. I mean, the old days when I would get a hit of sparkle, and then I'd have to scamper to the keyboard and go, boom, send, and put it out there. Like, I cannot believe that just happened. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Like that. So, for reasons unknown, I don't know, Kaipacho Lesher, who I listen to every single week in this weekly Pele report, I consider him a quantum astrologer, and he sort of is a very integrated divine male to me. He's super soft and super sexy. I can tell that he just radiates and emanates love for female and complete and utter love for male. I just can tell. It's just, whoa, really strong. And I like it. So it's just really great. So he's a good template. And what he has to say is very, very helpful. It gives me an energetic read that is usually quite complimentary and very helpful. And this week was no exception. And once again, I am left to just boggle at how absolutely personal this becomes. And yet, it seems important to discuss. And I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the public way in which I've lived my changes. And understanding that that's on purpose, that was preferred. But the part of me just kind of going, yeah, we're getting to the stuff that we never thought would happen. This is where the rubber hits the road. This is where it gets real. And the whole idea behind Deeply Awake is it was a journal of ascension. I knew that the logical conclusion, intellectually, I accepted that the logical conclusion would be for me to experience it and then live it and report that. That's saying a mouthful. And I would then sometimes come and say, well, it's over. Like, well, okay, but you do understand it really isn't over until it's over, right? So I would very much like to plot those days. I think that it would make a very interesting pattern. My guess is that there were shifts and energetic upgrades and all things going on when I got to the place where I needed to either shift expression or, because there were times I wrote one whole book that was all channeling. And then it's just like, and I wrote coffee talks. It's just like different morphings. And I can see now they were all amplifications, but it'd be interesting to plot. And I guess because of all of that, I feel compelled to share this because it's super weird to me. So Tom gets on and says that, hey, listen up, everybody. Listen up, crew. Something really kind of cool is happening. For the next 10 weeks, the north node, the true node of the moon, will be at 4 degrees Virgo. And that's kind of important. This is soul time. This is reunion of soul group time. This is the big stuff. So it might be a good idea to take a look at your chart and see where things fall. So I did. And I want to tell you. And I got it up on the screen, so it's going to look kind of weird because I'm going to have my eyes where they usually are not, but just bear with me because it's kind of interesting. And I'll put my glasses on like a granny. Okay, here we go. So the north node of the moon is going to be at 4 degrees Virgo. Well, my ascendant is 4 degrees Virgo. For reference, my sun sign, Pisces, is at 5 degrees Pisces. And the north node of my moon is at 6 degrees Virgo. I am born on 2/23/61, February 23rd. My moon is at 23 degrees Gemini. Mercury is 0 Pisces, Mars is 1 Cancer, and Pluto is 6 degrees Virgo. So those are some interesting numbers, don't you think? I do. I think they're telling, as are the other configurations in my chart. And it's all over my chart. Michelle told me the same thing. But then to have it confirmed, I guess, that there's something really, really spectacular going on right now for me. And guess what? I'm not the only one. Kai Pacha didn't pick up the phone and say, "Hey, Kathy, dude, there's something totally cool going on here." Okay? I just stumbled on it. If I did, how much you want to bet there might be 1 or 2 people who were born at the same time? Well, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I know that's my signature, but I'm certain that the other people have their whatevers. He made a whole list of people. It's not just this. It's like if you've got, I don't know, 4 degrees and whatever, or whatever. Just look it up, dudes. Look it up. So I did. And I was floored, because it's just, they're talking to me again. So then comes the 11th, and I don't know much about that, but I get the shivers when I think about it. And my neck twinges. It always twinges. The 22nd, I can imagine, will be a very important day. 2/22 of 2017, probably. Might be worth checking in on how you feel that day, at least. Kind of big. And the next day's my birthday, so whee! I get to eat cake. That's all I know. And cake is nothing but a nice frosting vehicle. I can't wait. Yeah, I'm gonna get it from Whole Foods. That stuff is, oh man, it's worth the whatever, how much they take from you. It don't matter. Take it all. So yeah, this blend. Yes, I like to eat cake with lots of frosting that's really rich and makes me want to barf. And I'm also, I don't know, something more. Whoa. Whatever. If I don't normalize it, who will? You want to understand now? Maybe you're beginning to understand why the crudity, why the dirtiness. I mean, you only have to take a little gander to get a feel for what the hell is going on here. And I stayed culturally relevant to have a pretty broad vocabulary with which to speak. And I have a kid who's in his teens and expect that he's going to be hanging around for a while. And that's wonderful, because he gives me a window into the new world. And it's a very, very beautiful place. I'm looking forward to living in their world. It's much more gentle and respectful than ours. Their geometries are different. They just run energy different. They don't notice certain things that we notice and get all bent out of shape about. And they notice things that we think are normal and they can't stand. And I like their way of doing business better, as do a lot of grandparents. We came in to support the kids, which is oftentimes the way it works, leapfrogging generations. And then the great-grandparents are the ones who are oftentimes the newborn souls. So the great-grandparents and the babies are offshoots oftentimes, or, direct double backing, at least in karmic lesson, a soul willing to take up that particular karma and then clear it. So there you go. Isn't that interesting? And I'd say it's all psychobabble, except it applies to myself. So it's like on so many levels, and in my it showed up in my practice twice, and in my brain and in my processing abilities and my dyslexia, and in a lot of things, in my biological coding. It's from my great-grandparent lineage. So I've already reviewed that, and I prefer not to flog a dead horse, so there you go. And there again, that's the idea. I'm demonstrating that I'm hydrating and the importance thereof. I had forgotten. I reviewed the information on homecoming. There have been times when I've taken water and it feels like it brought me back to life. That was one of those moments. I'd never had, and like to that extent. You can talk to your water and say, hey, I really revive me, magnify your presence within me, bless me, all that stuff. I love you, that kind of thing. And it will certainly oblige. And then all of your cells are happy to oblige. It's just sort of like, all you have to do is look at Dr. Emoto's work to know the importance of intention and sound. It's pure and simple. What comes out of your mouth matters. And then I hear myself babble and say mean things and just dismissively say nasty things, and ooh, I gotta work on that. It's really important what is projected. And I've been getting that message for quite a while. I meditated a couple times, like around, 13, I guess. Well, I meditate on and off. I just don't meditate very often, because when I do things, I've experimented. I can shift things, I can move things, and I don't do that. It's not my place. So and I did it unintentionally. One time, I'll tell you one thing I did. I was playing with light. I was trying to figure out colors and running colors, because it had got changed from having putting out runners, because I used to, if I was going to an event, especially one that made me nervous or I was insecure about, I would say out loud I would like to send some runners, and that meant I wanted energy to run ahead of me, clear anything that's going on, and really sweeten and soften things so that it feels really good when I get there. And just weed out the stuff that doesn't feel good, shove it aside so I don't have to notice it, and just take care of things for me, please, thank you. But it was never that elaborate. It was just, wouldn't it be nice if some little balls of energy would go out there and do whatever they're supposed to do? Basically, that's what I meant when I said sending out runners. But now I really get it, and I see it, and it's nice, and it really has helped. Not to make me feel safer, but to just it's very helpful to project one's consciousness. The more you do it, the better you get at it. And if the intention is to set the energy and make it sweet and nice, I've already done a video on setting intention and setting energy. And there's one thing to have a wish, there's another to have an intention, and there's one thing to set intention. So one night I decided to set intention. I decided to, and I didn't set intention at all. It was just light gone mad. So I was going to go working at the psych unit. And I thought, oh, what a beautiful gift to give all the people who are in distress. I'm sending out a white light to them tonight, prior to my arrival. I didn't soften it with the color. I didn't feel into the group. I just blasted them with this diamond white light. Because I was going to be in it, so I wanted to make it nice and pretty, right? One of the worst nights I've ever had as a psych nurse, by far. People were out of their minds. I learned a valuable lesson. I didn't even set intention. I just blasted. And that was very nice. It didn't hurt anybody. Good Lord. But was it elegant? No. Was it skilled? No. I've seen 12-12 and 16-16. No, so the better would have been for me to have really gotten quiet and knowledgeable of all this incredible power. I could steward it well, you think? So that would be me sitting quietly and becoming whatever feels good. And then realizing what I was about to do or wanting to experience, and for me. And usually that's got a lot to do with peace and harmony and love and recognition of others' wonderfulness and them being gentle and sweet and soft and all that stuff. Just all the hippy dippy stuff. And just peace on earth, goodwill to men, that kind of thing. Which isn't a bad, it really isn't a bad prayer. I think that as prayers go, it'll do. In a pinch, it'll do. And then setting your intention of not, this is what I hope happens, or this is what I want, but this is my reality. And I know it to be true. And so I'm saying out loud that I'm in accord. And it who knows what it might be. I've had to say that when I felt like I was going in front of a firing squad, and when I was in front of figurative firing squads. And it really helps. And sometimes it's when you get to those moments when it's go time. You realize it in slow motion, right out loud, as you're saying the words. Something about your life is dying. It's dead. It's dead. Like that. And those can make you feel like your hair's on fire, or like you would be better off dead. And neither of those is true. That's go time. That's God time. And Cryon has referenced it, so I'll mention that. 1919. Numbers. That a lot of people don't. They're afraid to go there, and that's what a lot of this is. And I will amplify it. That's what a lot of this is all about: being afraid. I mean, what is an insurance company? At one time, it made sense. Oh, let's all pool our money, and then if one of us gets in trouble, we can pull on that. Isn't that cool? God, we love each other so much. At one time, it was like that. Now it's just this pool of fear. And I don't play. No, that's ridiculous. Insurance. What kind of long con is that? That's for people who don't understand they're already safe. That they are sufficient. That they're a walking fusion, multidimensional star being in a flesh suit, having an experience, and that we're all the same. But it's not really able. You're not really able to get that when, I don't know, you're out on a Friday night and you got your hair up and you're shaking your ass and, you know, doing the mating call, right? It's a different reality. Diving into that matrix, looking at your bills, thinking about what you've got to do, what kind of groveling you have to do just to have shelter and a decent life. So this is go time in so many ways. 21, and it's go time for me. And so I'll say it again. I'm no one's guru. I'm no one's messiah. I am no one's illuminator. I am a reporter. Because I am you, and you are me. If I am this, and I weighed 300 pounds for years, and had fucked up relationships, and was a pillhead, and a boozer, and gay, and straight, and married, and divorced, and on the rocks, and on the sly, and all this shit, if I was all that, you could find me at orgies, you can find me in churches, you can find me in hospitals, you can find me in company, you can find me most of the time in solitude, in grateful, abundant solitude. If I'm not healing, I am in solitude, because I'm still called to heal professionally in this matrix, but it's no longer. I'm being healed, and I accept that. I needed this. It's a mutual bath, day to day, in healing and light and love and gentleness, and it's exactly what I needed. Right on time. The benevolence is moving. It's beyond words. How grateful I am, and how blessed I am, and how much of an example I am. Unwittingly, unwillingly, unbelievingly, unacceptingly. How? How? And I really thought it had to be done with a partner. And I had someone who really saw me. And to me, the only explanation for that is that they're the same thing. That's the only thing. But now I'm beginning to understand that there's more than one of us. So everything's okay. But there's more than one of us. And I know that my videos go out, and I don't have a ton of subscribers. I have quite a few, and I count them like mala beads every morning. When I lose one, my world shakes. I'm a very typical erotic writer in many ways. I need them to like my work. I don't give a crap if you like me or not. There's also that's coupled with the, well, if you don't get it, well, oh well. Such is life. It doesn't mean a damn thing other than you don't get it. It doesn't mean that the work isn't any good. It means you don't understand it. And that's fine. That's why there are different genres. So have at that. But I know. It's like water on stone. And then I have a need to be here. I'm on time. And then with these numbers, are you kidding me? Something fishy's going on. Little Pisces. So it's pretty goofy. See, I'm 5 degrees Pisces, all right? My 4-degree Virgo isn't my ascendant, which is what has been ruling me this life. Sure, my signature is that of the infinite. And then I have this accountant who rides along going, I don't think that fact is correct. We have to go back and obsess about it for, I don't know, 22 years? I think that's who's getting a rest finally. I don't know. But this is one lonely whale. I'm not as lonely as I used to be, but I'm still lonely. For my kind. And because I have Melissa now. Happy birthday, Melissa. And Jennifer. And Terry. And Austin. And Sunny. And Sam. And and Marcus and lots of other people who are really super cool. Kimmy and God, so many people who I love and who show me they love me. Even if it's just passing, oh yeah, I know her, she's cool. I don't care, I consider that love, sorry. You're on the scoreboard. And then all the people at choir. And my dad and my sister. You know, we all get along. We've all had our tussles. You don't get to be this pretty without going through some hardships and having things to work out. And, you know, your greatest foils are the ones that you're dropped into the karmic soup with. So have fun with that. Enjoy your coding. You're doing it with people who signed up for it and really wanted it and are really happy to be part of it. So fuss and fight all you want, and scream and yell at each other all you want, or ignore each other all you want. Play it any way you want. But yeah, there's nothing but brotherhood here, and not seeing it that way is fine. It's fine, but it creates disease and distress and a sense of separation, which is false. 28, and part of what we're breaking through, because it's illusion, it's shadow. I've got to guard, because and truly, honestly, there are some people who are truly on. There's very offensive, like harsh, energetics and unskilled ways of behaving and skilled ways to behave. But again, it comes down to that, and that's nice to get to that place, because I was really, really fed up. And not with no one in particular, simply the mindset, having been immersed in my final lesson, which was 5 months of shadow work every single day. That was so intense that my physical body I knew I needed to leave, because I was going to get sick. I already was getting sick. It was too much, and I got to declare that. But I stayed and I worked it out, and I'm glad I did, because I got to really slay some monsters and look some tigers in the eye. And as soon as I did that, the spit that was dangling from their talonic fangs just sort of evaporated, and they would turn into paper ones and fluttered to the floor. And what I once saw as the most fierce and terrible behavior, I saw as fragility and terror itself. And my heart broke open into flowers. And ever since then, there has been this. So there is no such thing as an enemy. There is no such thing as anyone who's doing anything wrong. There are people who are having trouble managing themselves emotionally, and they're in great stress. And as a result, they do things that hurt other people. And it's just one of those things, do you really need to do that? Yes, you do, if you're really in a lot of pain. And the balm is not arguing with it. It's not calling it out or calling it down. It's not seeing it and loving the person. It's the only thing that worked for me. It's the only thing that I've seen work on others, is simply, and then setting limits that are reasonable, and pointing out things when there has been great patience, and if there's a need, but very, 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 very seldom. Why? Why instruct someone on what they're doing wrong? So that's a change. And I saw how my own consciousness dipped so low, and I was behaving in ways that were not typical and not me. And then this cleansing and this work, this really, really, really deep, everyday work, that did make me physically ill twice, simply because of the energetics of it. It was so profoundly intense. And that's a clearing away. I need to learn more about the North Node and all that stuff, and I would love to know about my chart, but I have had Michelle read it, and I know that, I'm just fully entangled. That's all. Always have been, always will be. It's fun, but highly confusing. I'm looking forward to next lifetime when I come in fully conscious already. That's going to be trippy. I'm looking forward to it. Imagine what I can make happen. I can't wait. I get to be a quantum embryologist. I can't wait. We just got to wait for the science to catch up for me to do my work. I can't wait. And I get to be in universities and stuff like that, and experimenting and learning, pushing, but in science. It wasn't time. It was almost time. Rupert Sheldrake, I was introduced to him, and that's what I wanted to be. But I'd missed the boat, and now I can look back and I'm glad, because I would have been entirely frustrated. And it would have broken my heart to watch the education system do what indeed it has done, and the healthcare system has done, and the other systems have done that are to be of service to humanity, and which have turned out to rob them instead of many things, including their confidence in themselves and their own imaginative powers of creation. So I guess that's all I want. 34, that's so funny. It's so much fun. So with all the synchronicity in the air, I think I'll just leave it like that, because I don't know, sometimes it just, I've done this before. It's like sunbathing on the coast on the beach of wonder. Holy crap, how is this even happening? Wait a minute, is this real? What? That beach. I'm glistening with baby oil and Beach Boys are on the radio, and I figured I'd just pop in and tell you about Kaipacha, about these 2 websites I visit, Astrolabe and Chaos Astrology. Have at it, dudes. It's gonna be fun to see who's keyed for this. I mean, that part doesn't matter. It's just that there's other people keyed for it is really exciting. And I don't know what it means, so I need to look that up too. But I have looked up the Sabian symbology for those degrees, especially 4 degrees Virgo, and I think I'll use that to on my website to post this. That's a really great idea. I'm gonna do that. It was very well handled and well played by the Kaipacha. Let's just say that. I'll do something similar. I'll do a metapa. All right. Thank you, everyone. Namaste.